This is another video diary, video entry about a workbook I developed for my most recent project. So stakeholder management and storytelling it was called, or storytelling in shorthand. And it's something I'm really pleased with. It was originally built in PowerPoint, because PowerPoint's really versatile, and then we saved it into Excel, or into Adobe as a PDF, which allowed us to put lots of cool functionality and fun things into it. So let me just take you on a quick tour of this. So this is our welcome section. You'll notice we've got little arrows here, so these arrows work. Our users can click through. This is the breakdown of the course. So your interactive workbook contains an e-learning that you can link out to. It contains your pre-course work. Once you finish your pre-course work and your e-learning, you go on and you do your first virtual workshop with me or one of my colleagues. Then you do your homework from that virtual workshop and your pre-course work for your next one. Then you have your next virtual workshop, and then you have you do your homework for that and your pre-course work for your final virtual workshop interacting with stakeholders, and then you do your final homework. So it's a 9-hour course. It's a big beast, but it's worth doing. And you'll also notice that my mouse is changing as I hover over these things, because this will give it a click and will take you to your pre-course work. Other cool things this book does, you can also link out to your e-learning through here. You'll notice that my mouse changes for that, and then we've got a section heading here, so this brings us down to our various different sections. So your user can come to this section and just click the bit that they want to interact with. So if we have a look at developing self-awareness, the very first one, and this is pretty much what we're taking through. You'll notice once again that my mouse changes as I hover over this icon here. So what that does is once the user clicks on it, that then links out to a self-awareness article that we wanted our users to have a read of. This one links back to a HSBC site with an interesting kind of spreadsheet that they can fill out and get a score on how self-aware they actually are. Which brings me down to my next bit. We have interactive text boxes here, so our users can write their score in the box, and then they can come back to that test in the future and see if they've developed further, if they've got a better score. So lots of these interactive text boxes throughout this, lots of these icons that change shape, and lots of work for our users to do as they go through. This is our link to our Naomi video that I showed you in a previous entry. You'll notice the imagery has all been specifically branded and set up to kind of invoke an idea of storytelling in this case, or your story, which is a library of your life right there. And you'll notice that down the sides we have it color coded, and you'll see when we go into the next section that it's color coded and section down, and the names of the different sections are down here, and the overall name of the course is there. So it's really quite nicely branded. So again, if we jump on to our next section, and we'll just take a quick squeeze of that, so you can see that the colours have changed as we've gone through. So it was a really successful course. We took 156 people right the way through all 3 courses. More people did other sections of the course and so on, but they missed out on some of the other bits. Here's another interesting section. Let me just scoot down to it there. For this equation, we had drop-down boxes so they can change the score they give themselves for these different things, and then they can write their overall score here. We let them add it up themselves because they're bankers, so they should be able to do that maths there, so they pop their score in there. If I had my time over again, I didn't have enough time to do it, but there is facility to actually get these boxes to add up and do the maths for them and put their score in there automatically. But it's tricky to do in Adobe, whereas it's much simpler to get the user to do it themselves and let them do their own adding up. So that's our book. Zipping down to our very last section, see we've gone to yellow there, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Again, if I had my time over with this particular solution, for me, in developing it, I would have checked it in more detail, because it was fairly torturous getting this through all the checks and balances we needed to do, and I would have saved myself a lot of grief if I gave it a really thorough proofread first, which I didn't do, and I wish I had. And the other thing I would have done is, when we sent this out, I would have insisted that the users open it in Adobe as opposed to opening it in whatever thing they fancied, because it works much better in Adobe than it does in any other kind of software. So thank you for watching.